Hi everybody, this is Sheila. Welcome back to the Crochet Nurse channel. A few weeks ago I posted a video in relation to the Christmas and July fairies, and after that video was posted I had many people come to my site and then multiple subscribers hitting the subscription bell, and I thank you for that. So I want to say a welcome to all of the new subscribers who have joined my channel, and for those who are coming back and been with me since the beginning, I'm glad to see you again. I mentioned the Christmas in July video. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. But what I want to do first is, because there are a few people or several people who have joined the channel, I wanted to kind of give you an idea of who I am and what this channel is about. First off, let's start with the name, the Crochet Nurse. The Crochet Nurse, I picked that just because I am indeed a nurse. I am a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for over 20 some years. I started out at the bedside, and then several years in, I moved into the business side of nursing. By that I mean I work at a health insurance company, and I've done that for the last 15 or so years. At this stage in my game as a nurse, I mostly train other nurses and then work in projects in IT, those types of things. I support other nurses as they go out into the field and visit members in the community. And it's been busy, as you know, with all of the stuff that's going on with the illness that's happening out there right now. Nursing in general has been very busy, so our staff has been quite busy. We've been trying to manage, how to visit elders in their home, given all of the stuff that's going on. And so essentially we've had to take on new precautions, different things like that, and trying to make sure that folks are safe and that they're getting their needs met. So that's some of the things that I've been busy with lately, and that's a little bit about my kind of work background. And why my name is Crochet Nurse is because, yes, I'm a nurse, but I also crochet and I do other hobbies and crafts as well. Years ago I started to do crochet as a way to reduce tension and stress from my job, because, as you know, medical professions are very stressful, or can be very stressful. And so I started crochet as a way to reduce that stress. And at this stage of the game, I'm looking for a way to transition. I will soon transition out of nursing into retirement or semi-retirement. And so I'm looking for a new community of folks. So what you'll find on this channel is I will talk about all things yarn, first of all. So crochet tutorials, talk about yarn hauls, shopping, then I'll go out and do bargain hunting shopping for yarn. So a lot of the yarn pieces that you'll see or yarn hauls that I'll have will be good prices that I've found on various yarn that's out and about. The other piece of that, aside from the yarn hauls and the tutorials, is I also focus on the wellness aspect, given that my background is a nurse. I like to focus on the wellness. If you look on my videos, you'll see that I have a few videos on wellness already, one of which I'm talking about hand pain. I'll post the little card for that up above. That video was well received. I also did a video on stretching to relieve neck and back pain as it relates to crochet. I'll attach that as well. But that's some of the things that I've already started to do. And moving forward, upcoming, I already have that planned in my deck. I want to talk about actually diet as it relates to age, because some of us are no longer spring chickens, and as we age, we tend to gain weight, and there's rationales behind all of that. And I want to talk about strategies that I've done, and I've just got to get back on that wagon and do for the weight and those issues that are around that for somebody who's a little bit older. But those are some of the strategies or some of the things that I'll be doing as we move forward. That's going to be the wellness component. If you have other things you'd like me to talk about, put them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to discuss them. That's a little bit about me. My philosophy around wellness in general is what we can do to help ourselves, not only mentally but physically. And I look at crochet and yarning as something that we can do mentally to help ourselves. I see yarn and crochet not only as something that we can create and make pretty things, but it's also a way to help us build our self-esteem. And so for someone who's never had a hobby or for someone who is transitioning maybe from one career to another, and during those types of during those times, people will tend to feel a little bit lost, and starting a hobby to where they can immediately make something and feel successful is usually a positive thing. So it can build self-esteem. It can actually motivate people to come out of their shells a little bit. So I see a lot of people who may not go to craft fairs or may not get in front of videos like this. You know, I'm an outgoing person. I train, so that's what I do. But other people may not be that outgoing, but when it comes to hobby and expressing themselves, they may be more willing to do that. So that's a little bit about me and my focus and why I'm choosing to bring things forward on the YouTube channel. But feel free to come back anytime. Make sure you hit the subscription button and the bell so you're notified. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about today, like I said, that's a little bit about me, but I want to talk about a little bit of other things as well. I want to show you a few small finished objects that I've done in the last week and a half. And for those who watched the video on my Joann's haul, I think that was last week or week before, I got some red and blue yarn with the express purpose of making stuff for July 4th. I'll put that video up above as well. And so in my musings, I went and got the red and the blue yarn at Joann's, and then I happened to go to Chronically Crocheting, Crystal's website, or Crystal's channel, and I saw that she was doing the yarn stash buster for June, and the theme happened to be July 4th, and I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and I'll do that as well. So I says, okay, I'll make a few things. And so I really didn't need a whole bunch of stuff for me. I don't look good in red. I'm going to say that out loud because I don't. Hair color does not look good with red. And so I thought I'd make some cat toys. So, funny story. So I've never made little cat toys. And I'm holding this little mouse, and look at it, it's destroyed already. So I made this little mouse because I wanted to practice making the mice first for my cat. So as soon as I finished making them, there's actually catnip in here. And this basically is made with just a size 4 yarn, some cotton, and then just a half circle and then closed it down here. But anyway, and then I made little ears, but you can see they're pretty destroyed. As soon as I finished making this, my cat took it and just went crazy with it. As you guys all know, I'm a huge fan of my cat. And so he took it and he just went nuts playing with it on the floor. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I'll let him have it. And he started pulling up this ear here. And so I was like, okay, I'll let him have it. And I figured I would just make something else in a bit. Anyway, the next day, so he drops it, leaves it on the floor. The next day, I go into the living room. And what do I find? Not my cat, but I also have a Pyrenees dog. Big, she's 90, 100 pounds, Pyrenees. She's in the living room with this, and you can see she's in the living room with this, and she's taking it, and it has it in her mouth, and then throwing it up in the air, throwing it, and catching it, and just running around the living room like crazy with this little mouse, and that went the other ear. So they don't last long. You can make these out of yarn for the cats, but they don't last long when you give it to them just like this. But anyway, she was running around the living room like crazy, playing with it, and I said, come here, because she had this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want this dog to swallow this thing, right? And so I said, no, you got to give that back to me, and she dropped it. But yeah, she kind of did the mango. So long story short, dogs love these things too, and maybe they love catnip as well. But anyway, so that was the first little thing, and it's like destroyed. So I just said, okay, they can't have it like this. And so what I did is I made it so it hang on the door, and that's what these guys are. So I made the little swirl there, in white, blue and white, and then there's the little mouse again with his little tail and his little ears. Now this, I made it red, white, and blue. And that's cute. And that's how I decided to hook it, was just like that. I made that one red, white, and blue, which this one I'm keeping here. I believe it's this one. And then I made a Sanket one, just the opposite colors. This one I made, the spiral is red and white, and there's the handle to hang over the door, and then the little mouse is blue, and it has a little nose on this one. This one I'm sending to my daughter. I've mentioned her on other videos. She tends to like a lot of the crochet stuff. I'm sending this one to her for her cat. You can tell we have a lot of cats here. But this one's for her cat, so I'm going to send that up to her. So I made those, and then I thought, well, those are cute. Like I said, I've already done this one here, hanged it for my boy cat, and drug it around the house, and pull it around so he can chase this, and he hasn't torn this up. But the other ones they got after that one pretty hot and heavy. So that's a couple of things that I made. The next thing that I decided to make was, while I was playing with the cats, I thought, well, I'll make myself, I have a lot of hair, as you guys can see, and it is now hot. I'm in the South. I'm in South Carolina. We moved down here a year ago, and since being down here, it's pretty hot because we came from New England. It was cooler up there, and I need stuff to get my hair up. And so you guys saw a few weeks back, I made a headband, and I've made a few more since I've seen you, and that I'll put up above as well, but made the headband for that. And then this time what I decided to make was like one of those kerchiefs for my head. And so this looks like this. I'm moving around a little bit. And I put a red, white, and blue, or red and white tassel at the end. And I'm basically looking at it, it has the fans, and then I did some spacing in there. And this was out of a 4-weight yarn, but it's really soft. I've worn it a couple times, and blue I can wear, and so that looks kind of nice. And I thought, oh, okay, well maybe, and that's what I did for the July 4th. But I made another one for my daughter, and she's a pink fan. Let me flatten this. And this one is not for the July 4th. This is just something for my daughter. And it's pulling here for some reason. There we go. So it looks like that, and you can see again where I've changed it up, and I've kind of solidified my pattern on this. And so we have the shells in here, and then we have open spacing, and then more shells in there. And so I've written, and I like the shape of this, I really like the shape of this. And I've written the pattern for this. I just have it written over here on my desk. It's to the side, and I may post that at some point just so you guys can see that. But if you're interested, let me know, and I'll do that for you. But that's, other than those little items there, I made like a little soap hanger that you put in the shower. I had to make that because I just needed one. And so I made one of those and tossed that in the shower. But those are the items that I've made since I spoke with you last. So that's what I did. So those are the finished projects. I have a whip in progress, and it's a summer shirt, and I talked to you a while back about using the cotton, and I have started that. I'll show you that next time, just because where I'm at in the process of it. Like I say, I'd like to get a little bit further before I show it to you. So let's make a transition, and I'd like to talk for a few minutes about drawings. First about the Christmas and July fairies, and then about my own drawing for the 1,000 subscribers, because thank you for joining, everybody. I hit the 1,000 subscribes, so it's time for us to do a drawing for that as well. So let's talk Christmas and July fairies first. So for me, I mean, there was a big response for the Christmas and July fairies. There's several responses to that video. I think 300 or 400, I forget how many it is at this point. And I am going through and trying to reply to the folks as many as I can. And also for the other fairies who were out there and they're dropping by to my channel, I am going and dropping by to their channel. In fact, I'm trying to drop by to all the fairies' channels just to drop in and do a fairy flyby and say hello everybody, and then make sure that I've subscribed to their channel, because the fairies were all doing that with each other. And so if I haven't gotten to you yet, I will. I'm trying to get to everybody. That's the first thing. The second thing I just want to remind people, and this is for the contestants now, remind you contestants that the first drawing is going to be on July 15th. Please make sure that if you made a comment and left it on the video, please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, because that's a pathway that we need to go down. To be fully entered into the drawing, we need to leave the comment and then hit the subscription and then hit the like bell. Okay, I'm reading a few comments where folks are saying, okay, I've subbed to the channel, but I'm not sure that it is subbed, because usually when people are subbed to the channel, there's like a little red dot that's there. And I just don't want you guys to miss out. I mean, that's your choice. It's up to you what y'all do, but I just hate to see you miss out on the drawing, because I know how it is. I'll go to people's channels and I'll visit and I'll say, oh yeah, I subbed, and I'll leave and I forget. And then I have to go back and I thought I did that. And I didn't do it. So just FYI for that. So like I said, I'll be drawing on July 15th from that list that's in that fairies video. And whoever is the winner for my drawing, I will actually post a video on that day, and I'll put it out there, and I will try to go to your channel to see if your email address is in there, so I can email you as well, and then have you reach back out to me, and then your name will go over to Dana for the July 25th drawing. And once I have your email, and then I'll ask you for your address, because I will send you a gift from winning from my channel, okay, before it goes over to Dana. That's one. Now let's talk about the second. Thanks everybody for coming to my channel and subscribing. I've went over to the 1,000K mark, and because of that, we need to have our own drawing, and this one will be for my channel. So I'm going to post that, and I didn't really want to get in the way of all of this other Christmas and July fairies, but I hate to let it sit too long and not get this done for you guys. And so within the next couple of days, 2 to 3 days, I'm going to post another video. It's just going to be a short video announcing that I'm going to do the 1K for this, for the channel now, for a 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and I will be talking about that within the next few days. So like I say, be on the lookout for that video. Well, that's one, and it'll be open to everyone. This, I think the first time when I did it when I did a 500 subscriber giveaway, I only had it open to United States. This one, and I had said then that on the next one I was going to make it worldwide, and that's what I'm going to do. So for the 1K, it will be worldwide. So anybody who is on a subscriber to my channel would be open to that one. Okay, so be on the lookout for me to put out a video in 2 to 3 days announcing what the criteria will be, and then come back and hit that video, and I'll get all those pieces worked out and bring it to you. Well, I think that is what I had to share. Let me look at my notes real quick. I think that's it. That's what I had to share with you today. Like I say, a little bit about myself, a little bit of finished objects, clear up work on that drawing on the 15th. Like I say, double check, make sure that you're subbed to the people you need to be subbed to, so you can make sure you get entered. I'd hate to see y'all miss out. And then in a few days I'll be announcing another video. I'll have another video out announcing for my 1K giveaway of my own. All right, y'all. That is my topic for today. Don't forget to hit the subscription and that notification bell so you'll be informed when I'm in any upcoming videos. Have a fantastic day.